from the very beginning, the kind of deceit that can happen there, where recruiters or sub-agents, or they get incorrect information with regard to the job overseas. And that's the first complaint that many migrants would talk about, is that they were told about a certain job. They have a contract in which it describes the job, but when they reach the destination country, they find that they are doing something else or more than what they were told that they would be expected to do. So that is the first kind of form of exploitation that we see, is that the lack of information or the lack of correct and information with regard to the work that they would have overseas. Then you have, of course, the situation in which, because there is such a huge market, or a seemingly huge market, for these low paying jobs in destination countries, many migrant workers would take on huge amount of debt to be able to prepare for that journey abroad. So because in most cases, in quite a few cases, migrant workers still continue to pay for their recruitment. So why, even if it is a low-paying job, the reality is such that many migrant workers actually pay to get these jobs. They pay the recruiter, who claims that somebody on the country of destination end is offering visas or has jobs, but these come at a cost. And so migrant workers cough up, they pay for these costs to travel overseas looking for a job. Then they find that the job is not as they had expected or were told it was. And then, because they have this debt, they have a limited choices before them, whether they will return because there has been a breach in contract, or they will continue because they have to pay off the debt in some way that they have taken. But because of the secretive nature of a lot of this kind of jobs and access to these kind of facilities, it has been very difficult to peg down that there is exploitation happening in these areas. However, one of the issues that we did come across some time ago, that I came across some time ago, was the number of hours that these workers had to work. And that was more than the required, or more than what was stipulated in the contract, and that was without overtime. I think it would be really important to know that for there to be more transparency in the contracts that are being issued, to look at whether these contracts that are being issued are up to US standards, labor standards. Because very often in spaces like this, where migrant labor is bought in, a different set of labor standard is applied as against the country of origin destination's labor standards. And I think this is something that the US should be very transparent about. If it is employing migrant workers, when it employs migrant workers in these military bases to the jobs that migrants would do there, which are it would be important that the labor standards that are applicable in the US are the same standards that are applicable in these military bases, even if they are not in US territory, and even if they are in very highly sensitive geopolitical geolocations.